Hey YouTube!
Hey,
It's been a while.
we're back.
We're back.
It's been a minute though.
Yeah, some coffee.
I don't.
Yeah,
'Cause I
where's
don't
your
drink
coffee?
Coffee. I don't drink coffee, so
You need
I'm
some tea or
naturally-
something.
I am actually naturally caffeinated.
Actually, that's true.
So I don't need
It's
none of
'cause
that.
you're a workout
I don't need the Joe
maniac.
to wake me up in the morning. I don't need none of that.
I need Joe. Well, we're here and we are now parents.
Yes, we are officially parents.
Yeah, we're parents and little guy is over in the...
Hashtag parent life. You might hear him in
life.
this video, and
Yeah.
if you do, we're parents.
Hey, we're parents and we're trying to squeeze in this video.
Deal with it.
Deal with it. But we've missed you guys and all of you friends and family, our YouTube friends and family. And yeah, we just wanted to share a little bit today about one, how excited we are to be parents, and two, the journey it took to get here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I know. Let's share it. Let's tell the people.
Yeah, so we are 3 months into being parents,
Just
almost
3 months.
But yeah, we are just so thankful
Yeah.
for our little guy, and his name is Zane Elliott Bowe. Yeah, and so later on we'll tell you all that, how we
that's another video.
came
It's another
to name
video.
him Zane.
Yeah, it's a different video.
It's a different video.
Yeah, not this
Oh
video.
my gosh, I'm sweating. Whew.
She's sweating.
Whew, I'm sweating. But yeah, so
But yeah, I just want to tell y'all a little story. Let's backtrack a little bit.
so we've been married for
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yep.
And we always said that we would wait one year before trying to have kids.
Yeah.
And
I never had I haven't had a roommate in like 8 to 9 years, and I had to really get used to living with someone else. I got really selfish, and you like things.
we did
you
not
like
live
things,
together before.
So I was like, I need time to figure this situation out.
Wow, you liking this situation?
This is a situation.
Is this a situation?
A great situation.
Yeah, let's turn the cameras off. So we decided to wait a year, and let's see, I got married when I was 33.
Yeah.
Or did I turn 33?
No, you're about 31, going to turn 33. Yeah.
Really, I was going from 31 and I skipped 32 to get to 33.
32. No, you're 32.
Was I 32?
You're 32. Yes.
And you were 30?
Yes.
No, you were 29.
I was 29 going on 30.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm a cougar. So,
Rah.
anyway, so I became a mom at...
Cougar.
Oh, cougar. Cougar.
I'm more like a leopard.
So I became a mom at 35.
Yes.
I know, ancient, right?
No.
Yeah, so if you're watching now and you're thinking, okay, like...
Your time's running out. It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Okay, I'm 35 and I still want more kids. And yes, I feel like God puts that in your heart and you should believe for it no matter what age
Don't
you are.
give up hope.
Midst of that year though, I wanted to speed up the process. I started getting I guess really excited. Like I've always wanted to be a mom.
Call that baby fever.
Yeah, but it
She got that baby fever.
it didn't really hit me until probably 6 months in.
Yeah.
But then we had committed to that year, and it just was, Frederick, we probably weren't on the same page.
I wasn't there yet. I needed more time just to because it's a big deal. I have a baby. I never had a kid before. All the responsibility. I think college, tuition. Paying for a wedding if it's a girl. That's a lot of bills that go on in a guy's head. You think baby and being futuristic. So I wasn't there yet. It took me a little bit.
Took him a little
couple
bit.
more months to get there.
But it also gave me some patience to know that we needed to be in an alignment and agreement
Unity
with that. So there's the story for another day.
Yeah, next video.
Next video. But yeah, so once a year hit, we just went for it.
Yep.
And probably this was 2017. This was last summer.
Last summer, yeah.
And I actually was pregnant.
Yes.
In April of 2017. I think that was April or May.
April. End of April,
I can't remember.
Yeah.
And we were so excited because at that time, the Lord was telling us to expand our territory, our tents, and we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment. And so we decided to buy a house.
Start looking for a house.
And God blessed us with a beautiful home.
Got the house and started moving in, and we're on a cloud 9 or 11. We got our house.
And that was,
she's pregnant.
Yeah, I was about 10 weeks pregnant when we moved into our house.
Yeah.
And it was an extremely busy week because we were moving.
We had a lot of work stuff happening. Some conferences.
There's
a lot of intensity, and it's a pretty stressful time per se. A lot of stress.
We were gearing up to go to Nashville the next week to visit family. We were
about to share the news and tell them all the good, exciting things happening.
And my phone's ringing.
Yeah.
Somebody from Houston. I don't really know anybody from Houston.
Nah.
And
but yeah, so all that stuff was happening. Everything was lining. The cards were lining perfectly how we wanted it. And, you get to tell them what else happened at that point. Yeah, you tell them.
Oh my gosh, I'm like sweating.
Tell them what happened.
I don't want to tell them what happened. Okay.
Yeah.
My mind is going blank. So 10 weeks, we were 10 weeks and we were moving in, and I started actually bleeding really bad and started to sense that something was a little off.
Yeah.
And right away, Frederick and I that weekend, we just, you can think the worst, and fear just started creeping in, and we kind of went into worship and prayer and just, but at the same time, like, just declaring that God was good no matter what.
Yeah.
And I bled for that whole weekend.
Yep.
And then it was probably, he's sneezing over there.
Yeah, you hear sneezes. He's okay though.
It's like,
but yeah, I think it was Sunday.
That Sunday night.
Early Sunday morning.
And then I just started like cramping, started hitting heavier and heavier, and went all through the night. And it was a pain that I can't even describe in words. And it happened all through the night of pain and just like kind of wailing and crying. And
yeah, those are sounds I've never heard come out of a human being, much less my wife. Like it was the most death-wrenching sound. If you can take someone taking their nails across a chalkboard, mixed with a cat that's just screaming in the middle of the night, combine it with a baby that cries all night, and then the smell of poop. And that's probably what the sound was. It was all that wrapped up into one little thing. I just couldn't tell. That sound, it's trapped in my brain. It was so much pain in that sound and that cry that she was doing at that time. As a husband, there's nothing you can do. You feel powerless. You feel almost like a shell of yourself because there's nothing you can do, and you just want to help your wife and say, how can I make this better, or what can I do? And there's just nothing in that moment you can do, So that's a surreal...
And then we didn't really know what was going on. Yeah. I mean, there's part of you that still hopes that this is not what you think it is. Yeah. And then it is. And so that next morning, I had a miscarriage and passed the baby here in our home, only being here 2 days.
2 nights, yeah.
2 nights in our new home. So you're experiencing this hope of family and a child and this new life and this new promise, and just like that, it feels like it's ripped away from you.
Yeah.
And it is still so sad to think about. And I mean, you'll never forget. Yeah. You'll never forget that's a child.
Yeah.
And when you hear a heartbeat at a doctor, it is a living child with a soul.
Yeah, it's just hard.
It just is.
Hearing that heartbeat, and then there's no more heartbeat. You're revved up, you're experiencing this great high, this emotional roller coaster of like being, everything's going so great, this is perfect. everything's lining up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you have that, you're like, wow, wow. So sad. Like, you're like, it's such a roller coaster, like to be on the high of high and then you're down in the depths almost, because it's so sad, it's so painful, it's so earth shattering, to have a miscarriage. And, even as a guy, it's hard for the guy.
Oh.
And she'll keep talking because I gotta go check on little man real quick.
Do you want to pause it?
No, keep going.
Oh.
Keep talking.
So, hello. Do I have to scoot over?
No, just
so that was it. So I ended up going to the emergency room and just making sure there wasn't anything left. And we ended up, I guess, how do you do YouTube and then so it was devastating. And the next couple months, I shared it with a couple people, but it felt like this just journey of just grief and sadness, and feeling like something was just ripped away from me. And at the same time, you're in the midst of such joy and a promise of having a home, coming from an apartment, and years of just moving from apartment to apartment and being single, and at one time not, another story for another day, not being able to afford anything in unemployment, and a couple of years of that, to experiencing something you've been so excited about, and then to have that contrast of joy and pain in the same season. And that's very real. And I think that happens for a lot of us, that we are experiencing God's blessings and promises and hope every day. We experience His presence, and there's nothing like it. Yet we can still be in a very sad time, but that is who Jesus is. He is our peace in storms. It doesn't mean the storms go away. It means that we experience peace in the midst of storms. And that is what He promises us. And so through that, if you are someone who has experienced a miscarriage, my greatest advice to you is just to feel it all. Let out all the emotion and all the pain. Just give it to God. Sit there in the silence and sit there in those moments and worship and pray and let it all out. Let out every fear and every concern and every moment of anger, and let it out. I sat in this very spot, and I remember being by myself and just worshiping God. And I worshiped Him for 1 hour, just praying and singing and crying and screaming at the top of my lungs, screaming and letting it out. And finally, at the end of that, after 3 months of going through that, feeling a release. And I felt like I could release. And then God started showing me images of that child in heaven. And that gave me hope. One, that is a soul that is in heaven, spending eternity with Jesus. And I have nothing to worry about with that. And number two, I got my hope up again, that God is still good on His promises, that that's not the end. Why would that be the end? Life unfortunately sucks sometimes, and things happen. And so in that moment, I got my hope up again, and we started meeting with our doctor again, and she was like, "Are you ready to go?" And so we just started going. And oh, there's Dad doing dad life.
Dad life. Keep going.
So yeah, we ended up doing the you know what, and ended up getting pregnant in November of that year. And of course went through all the fear, you know, of thinking it could be a miscarriage again, but standing strong and standing on the rock and declaring that this child will be born and this child will be full term, and just standing on that. And like, that is the beauty of it, from going from pain to celebration.
Yes.
Patrick, you want to show them our celebration?
Yeah. He'll be good for the
Or is he
camera.
hungry?
He's probably hungry, but
Then there's Zany Bear.
There's our little guy. There he is. Oh.
Say hi
Say
to
hi
YouTube.
to YouTube. I think you guys can see him.
This is Zane Elliott.
Oh, there we go.
And
Zane
here's the
Elliott.
crazy thing about it. My miscarriage
Yes.
was on 7/23/2017.
Yeah. July 23rd, 2017. And when was
And he was born on 7/23/2018.
So look at God.
Look at God.
Look what he do.
Oh,
though.
won't he do it?
God of restoration. He knows your desires, and if he could do it for us, he could do it for you.
He could do it for you.
So don't give up hope. Don't stop praying. Don't stop trying. Just keep your faith. Hold strong, because
Yeah. Declare it
there's
out
miracles.
of your mouth.
He's still a God of miracles.
He is a God of miracles and drools.
And drools. So yes.
And bubble.
Yes. See that?
But it just,
Healthy baby boy right here.
yeah, when we found out, well, one, his due date was the same day. So we were just so excited.
Yeah.
And then he ended up coming on his due date. And only a God like that
Yes.
could put together
all
and
of that.
orchestrate that. And he's good. And it's a reminder of how good he is. And he doesn't forget.
Yep.
And he doesn't forget about you. So now, here we are.
Here we are.
Going into parenthood.
Parent life. Hashtag parent life.
Hashtag
Right here. Parent life. 2 months in and
So
almost
stay
3 months in. So
tuned.
stay tuned for more stuff.
more
And
journeys.
I know you guys got to hear a little bit of that story, and it was great. I don't even know what the rest of it was, but I know it's going to be
Tears.
amazing.
Tears.
And
but
hopefully that our story ministers to you guys and kind of touch you guys. And if you're going through it, know you're not alone. You know,
you're not
we did it.
alone.
We understand. We're praying
Yeah.
for you, and we're believing nothing but the best for you guys. And
For you.
so, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye, Zane.
Bye, Zane.
Bye.
Bye, Zane.
Yay.
Okay.
Hey. Woo.
Cheers. Soon he'll be drinking coffee.
It's still recorded.
Praise the Lord.